Cheers, boys. Cheers.
Well, give me my fucking water. Listen, I'm a teacher. There might be kids that watch this.
All right, well, welcome to the podcast, you guys. Second podcast. It's pretty exciting for me. Still pretty nervous, actually, for me. But we got Barely Covered on here today. We got Clay Allfelt, Tyler Ehring, Casey in the back, Alan Cheney right here, and then Dan. What's the last name, Dan?
It is Crumpy.
Crompe. I was told it was Crompe before the podcast.
The mystery continues.
Honestly, I don't care
I've been saying
anymore.
it wrong every single show, so.
So
Just
Barely
say that
Covered, you guys are all from the Owensville area, right?
All of them except for Dan. Dan is
Except
from...
for Dan. Where are you from, Dan?
I am from Washington. And
Okay, so not far.
No.
Yeah, but he went to Borgia, so.
Yeah, I was wondering.
Oh, well, whatever. I'm not going to judge him. So you guys do all covered music of everything, right? That's where Barely Covered came from? You guys just do covers of every song?
When we first came up with the name, we knew we were going to be a cover band primarily, and then we started coming up with words that went with the word cover, and that's kind of how we came. I think it was Casey that came up with Barely Covered, though.
Yeah.
So
I think it's a great name, though, by the way.
Tyler had sent me this band name, and he thought it was cool. It was Falling Rocks.
Do
Do you remember this?
Yeah, because I saw a sign next to a river that had falling rocks. Like, we should be falling rocks, and our faces will be the rocks.
I think you guys did a great job being Barely Covered. Like, I think
that was a
I think
really
it's
bad
great.
mistake.
Yeah, I think
Dan
you guys
probably never
dodged a
even
bullet.
knew that.
Well, I can't tell you how many times I've been like rolling, go on a road trip with my parents, and we'll see some dumb road sign that'll be like, "Oh, you guys should name your band Welcome to Illinois."
Yeah, that's great. Well, like, you guys ever listen to The Point, 105.7 The Point?
Yeah,
They have a, don't they have like a list of band names they came up with? Just crazy band names? I'm pretty sure they do.
Don't just put it on a list.
Chester Cheetah and the Knuckle Duster.
Yeah. I think if I ever was going to start a band, I think I would just go there and try to find it there. So, like, you guys do all basically, like, it's like early 2000s rock, too, ain't it? Mainly, not only, but mainly?
Yeah,
No?
so
it's more like
Like, where do you guys choose the music from? Like, where does it come from?
well,
Just
we
stuff you
all
like?
like generally like punk rock. Like that's a
Okay.
consensus that we 90s alternative we all generally enjoy. So that's
Yeah.
kind of where it comes from.
Uh-huh.
A lot of Green Day, obviously.
Uh-huh.
I mean, what do you say the other one is?
Blink.
Blink,
Blink 182?
but general like pop punk music. Really.
Sure. Like, so
Stuff that you-
that's just stuff you guys like, though.
Yeah, just
Right?
I listen to it constantly, whether
Yeah.
we play it or not.
So, like, back in the day, when you guys were getting started, how did it come about? That's something I've always wondered. Because you guys have all, you guys all have, like, a musical background of some kind.
not me. Not me.
What do you mean, not you?
I was really good at Guitar Hero. That counts.
Counts? That was at a very young age, too, that you're big into Guitar Hero, right?
Yeah. When it came out, I was all about it, but
But it never stopped, did it?
I mean, I kept playing a plastic guitar, but I never played a real one.
Well, you do now, right?
Well, I do now, but it was a weird so the way it started was Casey was actually in a band called Cold Rooms, and he was getting out of Cold Rooms at the time, and I was over at his house one day, and I was kind of like a fanboy. And we were doing mob music festivals when the Ultimate Mob was around. I would get these music festivals together because
Could we explain what the mob is?
Yeah,
That was something you did for
the
Owensville as
Mob-
well?
Yeah. So the Mob was it was a group called Mob was an acronym for Making Owensville Better.
Yeah.
And we would do service projects and we'd go play frisbee until it was dark, and we did it every week. So it got pretty big, and we started doing other events. And one of the things was there was local bands at the time. Casey was actually playing with Jimmy Angel.
Yeah.
And they were like, we have nowhere to play around here. And I was like, well, let's just make our own festival, which at the time seemed ridiculous.
By the way, we had a terrible band name. Our band name was Taken Sides, which makes it sound like Take Inside, but it was Take In Sides. It was terrible. It was
Sure.
Yeah, Taken Sides played the first Mob music festival. It was awesome.
So when you say music festival, where'd you do that at?
The first one was at the Lions Hall. We've actually had we've had the music festival at the Lions Hall, several of them at the theater on Main Street.
Yeah.
We had one at the fair office. That was a really good. The fair exhibit hall.
Where's that at?
The exhibit hall at the fair.
Like where they normally have, don't they normally have the art?
Yeah, they have all the quilters.
Oh,
Yeah,
yes.
we had a
in
music-
Memorial Park.
Yeah,
in
in
Memorial
Memorial Park.
Yeah.
Do we
I
have
didn't even know
Michael-
you could do stuff like that there.
Well, you just asked. You're like, I guess.
Yeah, can we use a building?
Yeah.
Sure, man.
And then we had our last one. We've transitioned now. It's not the Mob Music Festival. Now it's the Barely Covered Music Festival, and we had it at Miller House. So yeah.
Yeah, okay. So, yeah, you guys do that every single year. You've done that every year since you started?
Well, COVID kind of screwed it up for a while,
Oh,
but
yeah,
we've gotten back into it. Yeah.
So what year? It was like freaking 20...
So the first year we had the Mob
14?
Music Festival was like 2014. Yeah.
Yeah.
And at that time, Barely Covered never was even a thought, but I was kind of like a fangirl. Like I'd follow Casey's bands around. Honestly, I watched him and Jimmy
So Barely
play
Covered, when we started this festival, wasn't existing.
No, I was just
You
getting the
started
festival
the
together because I liked music. I like to watch music.
Cool. All
So
right.
I didn't play anything.
I was still in high school when you guys were starting.
And he was playing in a band.
Yeah.
Alan, move you.
Yeah,
Mike, Doug.
Whenever I was in high school, like I said, I was in a little small band with Caleb, Andy, Landon. It was called a 6 Foot Something, and kind of what we did here. We did some covers and stuff, but I know after I kind of graduated, I kind of went off, did my own thing. So that kind of just barely,
Yeah,
barely.
Hey, as long as you make it, that's all that matters.
Yeah, no. They kept doing their thing, and I went off to college, did my thing, and
Sure.
I remember it was like 2016. At that point, I kind of decided, well, I had a kid on the way, and I'm just like, there's no way I can, make music work. I got such a hectic lifestyle, and I remember I was coming home from a Cardinals game, and I get a text message from Tyler, who I haven't texted in probably like over a year at that point. And you're just like, hey, you used to be in a band, right? I'm like, yeah, I did. You're just like, yeah, me and a friend were kind of working on something. Would you be interested? And I'm just, yeah.
So this is kind of your idea.
Actually, no, it wasn't my idea. It was so. Like I said, Casey was getting out of Cold Rooms at the time, which is still a band. They play awesome music. But that's actually Flea, Leland Caldwell, Alex Caldwell.
Yeah. He's from the Washington area, right?
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
he went to school here.
True.
But
Actually, he did grow up in Gerald.
He's back now though. He's
Okay.
back in Owensville. So.
Okay.
But yeah, they still play music. But Casey was getting out of that band at the time, and I had gone to their shows in St. Louis, and I went over to Casey's house one day because we were good friends, and we're sitting on the couch, and he's like, I'm thinking about getting out of Cold Room. I'm like, well, what are you gonna do, man? He's like, dude, me and you should start a band. And I was like,
What am I gonna do in it?
Yeah, I was like, am I the promoter? Or what? What do I do? He's like, we'll just start slow. He's like, we'll pick one song and then we'll go from there. And we picked all the small things.
We have facts about this.
Yeah, and we started thinking about like how much time since that day, how much time have we spent playing all the small things? Because we played all our shows, I
You
think
guys
we
still play it to this day.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's,
yeah.
it's one of the original 5 we started with that I don't think we've gotten tired of. There's one that is like permanently retired.
Yeah.
If I bring it up, I always get the face from him.
Which is what?
we're not gonna take it by Twisted Sister.
We don't, I mean, we played it for a good, like 2.5 years maybe before you were
Yeah.
just kind of like, I'm done with this one.
Yeah, we killed that one.
I mean, you guys really do rock, though, when you guys are out there. I mean,
Well,
you guys
thanks.
have been rocking for a long time, too.
Well, this started in 2016, I believe.
Yeah.
And I think we've played over 100 shows now. We hit that mark a few years ago, but we've played. It's taken us all over the place, honestly.
Right, well,
And
you guys were just at the lake, last weekend?
2-3 weekends ago, something like that. Yeah, we
Have you
played
guys gone twice now to the lake?
Yeah, we played a Friday and Saturday night. That was a hell of a time. We want to do that again.
Now, they
yeah.
do, like they give you room every day?
Yeah.
You just come down, you play.
Yeah.
Now, you get paid for that, too? On top of that?
Yeah.
On top of that.
Yeah, so we just party for a weekend and get paid to party.
Just for us to do what we love. So,
Yeah.
win-win.
Dude, that is awesome. Did you imagine whenever you guys started, that's how it was going to be? Like, when you guys were starting out, like, what would you... Was it just for the hell of it, or like was this kind of where you guys were wanting to head?
When this first started out, it was just me and Casey in the very beginning, and then the next person we recruited was Alan, and then Tanner Landel, which Tanner, I don't know if you know him. He's a little bit younger than us. He played guitar with us. Jimmy was in the band for a while.
Angel?
Yeah. Who else
Really?
was in
I
the
didn't
band
know
that's
that.
not anymore?
Melanie Krupp.
Oh, Melanie Krupp sang with us a little bit.
Really?
Sheridan sang with us for a really long time.
Sheridan. What was the one song that Sheridan Everyone,
Zombie. Everybody was crazy
Yes,
about Zombie.
without a doubt.
What's Up by the Four Non
What's
Blondes.
Up is what I was thinking of, dude.
yeah.
I used to love it when she sang that one.
Jolene.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my gosh, that
Yeah,
one.
she had some pretty iconic ones that people got pretty hyped up about.
Yes.
So at what point did because you guys also did Trevor? Did you guys have Trevor in there too?
Trevor, he's gonna see this and be like, "Oh, that's right." He's like, "I'm lasering this now."
Trevor actually has Barely Covered tattooed on his back. So
Holy cow!
yeah.
It's the actual logo.
Was that a passion thing or a bet thing or like what was that?
No, that
That
was
was him.
like he wanted to do it.
He did say if Barely Covered stayed together for at least 4 years, that Casey and I had to get tattoos, but we haven't. So
Do you guys have any tattoos at all?
I don't even have a tattoo. No.
No, neither one of you guys
Blank
have tattoos.
canvas.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not really a tattoo guy either, but there is, I always, anytime I'm with anybody, I'm trying to get fitness parlor tattooed on them. I'm like, how much? I'll pay for it. I've offered people like steak dinners and beers and all kinds of stuff.
You got a design or what?
All it is my
Clay loves
logo, dude. You can put it. I was like, you can put it on the inside of your leg, bottom of your foot. I could care less, under a titty. Yeah, you get like, what is it called when you keep getting paid from it? Is that what it's called? Like residuals?
I get a royalty for it.
A royalty, yeah. Well, I don't think I make that much anyway.
Every
You
time
ever,
you get a
you ever
membership
decide to
from
change
it,
the name
you
of
get
your
a
business?
discount.
You'd be like, "Hey, sorry, you signed the contract, so pull out a cheese grater." And be like, "We got to do this."
Yeah,
QR code it.
yeah. There you go. Yeah, sure. All right. Well, so where's you guys' next big gig at? Is the lake the biggest one you guys ever did?
Belfair.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
we were the main
that's
stage
right.
entertainment on a Friday night for the Belfair.
Yeah, you wore my shirt.
yeah, I did.
Dude, that was
That's
so
right.
cool when you did that. That
Yeah,
was so cool.
yeah, that's right. I forgot about that.
That was a 60 song set that night. So
60
that night,
song set.
all of the entertainment was canceled for that night. I think like the truck pull got canceled,
Mm-hmm.
and so we ended up taking that on the whole night with no breaks. The only break we had was a pee break, and he played like a Rush song, just like acoustically.
Uh-huh.
And we took our pee break and came back, and we played for like 4 hours straight. It was like 60 songs or something.
Dude, I bet that's
It was
nuts.
crazy. It was awesome. though. We had the full lights and sound from the. We opened for half of Montgomery Gentry the night before.
Half of them?
I don't know. I think it was. I don't know.
I was like, how do you do half of them?
It's the worst brag of all time.
I think that's pretty good, honestly.
Yeah.
How?
Was it last year at the Gasconade County Fair? We played. Craig Morgan, the the international harvester guy, was playing the same night we played.
Yeah.
Oh, you know who we got this year?
Who?
Oak
Ridge Boys.
Oak Ridge Boys.
Yeah, we're playing tomorrow.
Yeah, you guys are playing at the Gascony County Fair tomorrow.
Yeah.
Right? But the problem is this probably won't go live tomorrow. So,
So
the
people know
plug,
what it was, though.
yeah, they'll know what they missed if they didn't go see you guys.
Yeah, absolutely.
So the Bell Fair was the biggest, huh? Did you guys feel like rock stars like after it like worn out? Because anybody that's like a true rocker, like they're always in shape because they're up there like rocking and sweating and just doing stuff all the time.
I don't.
I should probably check that one, huh?
I don't. I was about to say, the cool thing about the Bell Fair stage is it's you feel like you're just at an arena. It's just like it's just such a huge stage. You see the rafters and everything, and you feel like you're a performer at Point Fest almost.
Yeah, there's so much room.
Oh yeah. It's a, you can run around and do all types of crazy stuff. It's not like when we do some of our bar shows, you're kind of confined to like one section, and you got the crowd right up there with you, so you're kind of limited up there. You can just strut your stuff.
Yeah, that was in the beginning of Barely Covered, we didn't have wireless guitar rigs, and then after we got wireless guitar rigs, I have a hard time standing in one location. I hit probably everybody in the band's head stop. I had too much wine one night at the White Mule, and I actually fell into Casey's drum set.
Yes.
Yeah, that was bad.
Was I there for that? I feel like that's something I should remember.
I think Devin played that. Oh, that's
Oh.
yeah. Oh, yes. Devin's like our fill-in guitarist. Whenever somebody's sick or somebody can't be there, Devin's our dude. He drums.
Devin is a perfectionist, I think.
Yes.
It's not on.
Your mic?
Yeah. Like it looked just.
So we've just been talking to nobody this whole time?
No, it's talking.
The voices
You guys head won't stop. Mine's good. It's something happened where it just said like certain
off the clock.
I got it back going. There we go.
Good to go. We were talking about the coolest places we've ever played.
Oh yeah, Belfair.
Yeah, we're talking
Yeah.
about
About
that
that
crazy stage.
Yes.
they have.
I think probably the craziest thing to me about that is I remember played on like a stage at the time, that had that kind of sound system.
Oh yeah.
And some of our bar shows, we're playing and it's so loud, because we're a punk rock band, we like to be loud. But like where we are, you can hardly hear yourself think, but how quiet it was up on that huge stage.
Oh, yeah.
We could talk to each other almost like this.
Yeah.
But then,
You hear the echo come back.
yeah,
off
because
the
we were
woods.
like in the outfield of a softball field, and there's like some sort of like corrugated steel building, and you could hear it just bouncing back at you.
So is it the way, because of the way the speakers are set up,
Yeah.
like away from you and pointed out, it's actually quieter?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Even at our shows, I would say, well, we have monitors, so the monitors are on the floor and they shoot back up at us so we can hear ourselves. But if we didn't have those monitors on, we wouldn't be able to hear us at all. It would really screw the drummer. The drummer couldn't hear nothing
Really?
because the cymbals and the drums are so loud. He'd only hear.
Wow. Wow. I see. I never even knew that kind of stuff existed.
Yeah, just like if I'm DJing, if me or Clay are DJing, if you come behind the DJ booth, it's super quiet back there. You can have a conversation.
And it's because of monitors?
Yeah,
But
it's
what-
because there's
what makes it
the sound's
quiet?
pointing out. The
So
direction
it's
of the
just
sound.
because of the speakers pointing out.
Yeah.
And then what are you saying when you say
So a monitor
monitors?
is a speaker, but the idea of the monitor is it's pointing back at the person that's performing, so the person can hear themselves.
Okay, so it's just the placement of, like, the monitor is what you call the speaker.
Yeah, it's a monitor if it's pointing back at you, so you can hear it.
Yeah, it's usually what you see like sitting on the floor in front of the band, and then you got the big ones like on the outside pointing at you. That's what you're hearing. And then there's other little speakers that'll be pointed pretty much right at our face, like right at the base of our mic stands.
Yeah, what if you have
Gotcha.
somebody running sound for you? So like, Casey, what's the main instrument that you want to hear when you're playing?
So when I'm playing, I want to hear bass and vocals. That's like my most important thing. That drives my groove.
And Dan.
And then the vocals help me know exactly where I'm at in the song, because sometimes it's easy to get lost in the groove and not know where you're at in the song. But I could see the confusion. Yeah, monitors in music are not like
Yeah.
it's always sound. It's
Yeah,
monitoring the sound for you is what that means.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, see, I didn't even know that existed
Yeah.
before.
So if you have somebody running sound for you, though, you have more than one monitor on stage. So like when we played at the Lake of the Ozarks, the guy that ran sound for us there, he could give Casey whatever he wanted to hear. If Casey only wanted to hear bass and vocals, then Casey could just have that. Like he
Dang.
wouldn't hear the guitars.
And that's not even do headphones or nothing. That
No.
literally just off those monitors controlling
Now,
that.
recently we invested in some in-ear monitors, so they're wireless. We have so at the back we have our mixing board, which everything goes into, and then from the mixing board you also have it goes to your speakers and everything. But we have a wireless rack that we have like actual packs that go on our sides, and then they go to headphones in our ears. So that gives us the most clear mix you can possibly have. The only thing is it almost sounds like when we're playing, if we have those in and you have them in both ears, you feel like you're like listening to a CD player, not really like in the live atmosphere. So
Yeah. Because that's kind of what I was just thinking when you were saying that. I'm like, does that affect you in any way? Like, or like, is there a lag or anything even with that?
no lag.
No.
But I won't
But
lie.
it is like
Sometimes
a
if it
Bluetooth
sounds
type
too
thing?
perfect, I'll play the wrong note just to see if I can hear that. Oh yeah, I can hear myself now.
It's like whenever I'm doing vocal, I usually keep one in and one out just
Yeah.
so I can still hear things like around me other than what's being played. Just because, like you said, it sounds too perfect. I'm gonna be like, something's not right.
Yeah,
Sure.
because live music should never be like perfect. I mean, it's never gonna be perfect.
Yeah,
But
it was like,
Right.
I don't sound that good. No way.
Yeah. Well, you guys get, like you guys were saying, you get a lot of the vibe off of being able to actually hear like what's going on.
yeah,
And so to have them both in, I think it would just be. I do think it'd be really weird. Even like here, sitting here doing the podcast.
yeah. If we were all wearing headsets, it wouldn't feel like we're like together.
Yeah, it would be different. And it like I've thought about running headsets here, but one, like a lot of people that do podcasts around here, or that's gonna do a podcast around here, they're just, it's hard enough to get them here to do the podcast, and then it's like, oh, also put on these headphones and you're gonna hear yourself when you talk, and it's just too much. So that's why I just try to watch it, like monitor it on the computer and just kind of wing it and hope it's good, and if not,
Yeah,
it's more for me to edit, I guess.
yeah,
So
yeah.
it is what it is.
Yeah. Speaking of shows too, I don't know if you were planning on asking us this, but we've had some crazy things actually happen at shows with like
Oh, that's a good topic. Then.
Yeah,
Let's
there's
talk
a lot.
about it. Let's hear it. Crazy things as like
Like with the audience mostly.
yeah.
Sometimes.
We've seen pretty much all body parts.
No, he
Yeah.
has.
Oh yeah, most of the drummer because he's really looking at it.
So I sit at the drum set, so my attention's always forward.
Uh-huh.
Like I don't actually have to look at my kit like
Yeah.
because
you know where
everything.
everything's
It's just
at
muscle
already.
memory.
Yeah.
And like most of the time they don't have to look at their guitars, but I'm always looking forward. So if I see all the nudity, it always happens, and then I mention it to the
Is there
guys,
that
and-
much nudity?
Well, there's
You'd probably see
It
like
slips.
average.
Yeah.
Are we
show.
talking girl popping a titty?
yeah.
Or are we
yeah,
talking
yeah, that's what we're talking.
just popping titty?
sometimes-
We've had somebody moon
Accidental.
us too. That's happened.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
Okay.
there's
Let's not say names, but
there's
Yeah, let's
photo
leave names
evidence
out.
of
Yes, because somebody actually snapped a picture of it and showed us. Like, did you realize that happened? I'm like, me, I'm
yeah, I totally missed it. I didn't
I'm
see
all
it.
over the place. I'm like, what? No way.
Wow.
Yeah, and sometimes for me it's kind of hard to see because the lights. We usually have one light rack pointed at us, so sometimes you literally can't even like. You're
hard to
looking
see
out
the
of
audience
crowd.
out
Yeah,
there.
like you want to
Sure.
look like you're looking at people and you're engaged with them, not just staring at your guitar or at the ground. But sometimes I'm looking out there and smiling, but I don't see nothing.
Sure, yeah. What? So just titties? No dudes like swinging dick or nothing, huh?
We haven't had that yet.
Thank God, no, we haven't seen
It'll
that.
happen. It'll probably happen next show now. It'll probably happen tomorrow night at the Gascony County Fair. If it's gonna happen somewhere, it'll probably happen at the fair.
Yeah.
What was it one time at Bogies, and there was, 'cause I forget when we started playing, but we usually start at like 8 o'clock there,
8 or 9, yeah.
kind of early-ish. But like usually the dance floor doesn't get going for a little bit.
Oh, I know where you're going.
But there was this one guy, I don't know what he was having a good time.
Yeah.
He's liking all of our
That's an
songs.
understatement.
And, like,
So-
as bad as this sounds, like when someone's rocking out that hard to our original songs, like
Yeah.
I know, like okay, like
Yeah.
You can't be that into it.
yeah. I'm in the middle of singing a song and like
We're not even like.
This guy's just dancing to his own thing at this
Yeah,
point.
I'm playing this song though, playing guitar and singing, and he's just rocking around, banging his head so hard and stumbling all over the place.
yeah.
And he was about that close to just smashing into the headstock of my guitar with his face.
Wow.
And I had some sort of cat-like reflexes that night, but I mean,
That would have bloodied his face up though
Oh,
for
yeah.
sure.
he
100%.
almost fell into me, and
So like, you guys see a lot of the nudity and stuff, but then you go towards like that side of it. You guys see a lot of like fights and stuff break out
Oh,
too.
yeah.
Oh, the
Because-
craziest one.
I have been out.
Well, I was about to say, OC was.
Yes.
I was just about to bring up the OC. I
Were
was
you there that
one.
night?
I don't know about that night, but I was there one time when a big fight broke out.
Yeah, so
The one where Jake broke it up.
Oh yeah, because
Yeah.
That's the one.
yeah.
So what's funny about that is we had just learned a new song. It was "I'm Not Okay" by My Chemical Romance.
do you know what it starts with? Is it just drunk people?
Somebody said
We had-
something about someone's girl. Weird. And that was where it
Classic bar fight, dog.
About someone's girl.
all of us police got involved. 'Cause, like the
Oh.
whole damn Washington Police Department, because
Oh,
there's
yeah,
a big
no,
pane of glass, directly across it. So like pretty much everybody went outside, and we're in there playing
Yeah.
alone at this point
Yeah.
because the fight has moved outside. There's cops everywhere.
Which we had that happen twice because we had that again here in town.
At Miller House one night, yeah.
No, Thunder Alley,
Yeah.
where
Oh,
the one guy
yeah.
came up and sucker punched the dude in the parking lot, and we're in there playing, and everyone funnels out. I'm like, man, did we suck that bad? Like, I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's got to be like a buzzkill for you guys too.
Well, okay, so here's another side story about that night at the OC. So it happens, and we were the song it starts off, it's pretty high energy. So at first we're like, wow, this is going crazy. Like people are going nuts. But then we realize what happened, and once we realize what happened, it's funny because one instrument stops at a time, and like we're slowly realizing something's going on. Well, Alan is on stage and he starts hollering at the guy, and we're all like, dude, like we don't want him to come up here. Like he needs to stay down there because Alan's got the mic,
First time we got to do the song, like,
Alan,
I
bring the mic to you, man.
practiced this. I actually really practiced this one hard because I'm just like, I love My Chemical Romance, and I think I got If You Wanted Honest, and just
So what My
then
Chemical
I saw
Romance song
his-
was it?
I'm not okay.
I'm not okay.
And I just saw this guy wailing on him, and I'm just yelling. I'm like, get this motherfucker out of here! Get him out of here! And
And we're all like, dude, chill a little bit, chill.
Yeah.
And I saw Jake on top. I'm like, Jake's got this under control.
No,
man.
no, no. I saw Jake.
Jake is basically the unpaid bouncer for any bar at any time.
Yes.
No, I saw Jake literally push the one dude away, and the guy was levitating in the air with one hand from Jake. And the look on his face was, I done fucked up.
That's awesome. Yeah, Jake's a big dude. Yeah, usually people will just kind of clear the way when he starts coming through.
Yes.
Kind of parts his speed.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a wild
Wait,
night.
wait, was that the knocking on heaven's door night too? No. Or was that before?
It was like 2 or 3 nights after that.
Oh, okay.
So some context on that too. So Dan joined our band. So Trevor was in our band. We forgot about him earlier. Sorry about that, Trev. But
Yeah. he'll be
Trevor left for the Marines. So he was a United States Marine. And we actually played a show at the OC where we just didn't have a bass player. We just played with just me and
So
Clay.
how do you make up for that?
You don't?
You know, I didn't know
You
there was
just have
like
something
something where you
missing?
just play it and plays in the background or something.
I'll say
No.
I mean, sometimes I'll play bass lines or something through the guitar, but it just still doesn't sound the same.
People
But,
don't give enough credit to bass players because I mean they help fill that sound. It gives it that fuller sound. And then there's some songs that are just so crucial, like you have to have bass because that is what helps like kind of drive the song. Some of it. Yes.
So who plays the bass for you guys right now? Both of you two?
We all take turns.
Yeah, we all do.
Because is it like you guys' least favorite thing to do, or is
No,
it just?
I honestly, I might like my bass set more because we.
I
play
feel like
more
I see.
half-step-
I feel like I
half
see you
step
playing the
time.
most.
No, we do we do 3 sets usually, and then me,
Switch it
Tyler,
up.
and Dan will kind of switch it up each time.
Sure.
Just kind of depends on the song.
The one thing that is extremely difficult with it, though, is like when we learn a new song. So, like, we're going to practice after this tonight. We picked 5 new songs that we're going to add for the Bell Fair. But when we go to learn new songs, it's always like, okay, who's going to play bass for this? And then we have to try to figure out how does that fit in with, the other songs that we already play in sets. So you'll never come to one thing we do take pride in, or at least I take pride in it. You'll never come to a barely covered show and see the same show twice because we always change it. So, like, you're going to hear a lot of the same songs because we play 60 songs a night. But,
Yeah.
we add new songs all the time. We change the order and do different stuff. So
How long does it take to learn a new song?
depends on the song. for
Yeah.
sure,
Yeah. I guess. Some
I
of
mean,
them-
what Get Free took us like what a night.
But yeah, some of them are really easy. Like if there's a song that. So here's a song that we don't play, but if we've never played it together, but I guarantee you, if we picked up the instruments right now, we could probably play Summer of '69 and however long it takes to play the Summer of '69. So like everybody knows that song, but
Yeah.
like we picked up a song called "Seether" by a band called Veruca Salt, which I had never heard that. They play it on the Point all the time, but
I never heard it.
I had never heard that song, and Dan wanted to play it.
I probably heard it, but I don't know
You want
it.
me to sing it?
No, I'm good. Actually, yeah. Let's get it. Like, can we get it like the
Here we
first
go.
15 seconds?
Yeah, it's like, see, there is neither loose nor tight. And the chorus is like, can't fight the seether. You ever heard that song?
No,
you've never heard it?
I haven't. I'm
I
sorry.
literally never.
I'm sorry,
I
Kate. You
did
did
it
an excellent
justice,
job,
so-
though.
So I started practicing.
Dan, you need another beer?
It takes me a little bit longer to learn
I'll go and
these
do one,
songs.
too.
Okay, yeah, go ahead.
Sorry, I think they're a little bit more polished.
Here,
a lot
that
more
one was
polished
intended
than
for
me,
you.
but, I started learning that song last week. I probably practiced it for an hour today, so I'll be good to go with it tonight at practice. So
But anyway, so Dan.
yeah,
just
he's a
tell
freak,
everybody-
dude.
No, but we
Okay, now we're talking about sex.
we got off track.
talking
We
about
didn't
me.
have a bass player.
Oh yeah. Okay, so we didn't have a bass player. Dan actually came to one of our shows at the OC because he worked with Casey at Moto Mart in Union, and then
Okay.
this is the way Casey explains it to me. I've never actually brought this up with Dan, but Casey, we playing games on Discord one night, and Casey's like, "Hey, so there's this guy I work with, and he came to our show at the OC, and he saw we didn't have a bass player, and he's like, I can play bass, if you guys need a bass player." And Casey's like, I don't know if he can play music at all, but he looks like a rock star.
Yeah.
And I'm like, sure, bring him over. I don't care. So Dan shows up, and this is how I remember the first time I met Dan. Dan shows up, got his bass guitar. He comes into the corner of the bedroom of my house that I had, set up for the band stuff. Super quiet, doesn't say much. And we're just like, hey, Dan, so we gave him a list of, I think it was, 90 songs at the time?
80, I think. It was
80
like something
songs.
like
We
that.
gave him a list of 80 songs that we played. And we're just like, all right, Dan, like, what are you good for? What are you going to play? He's like, I'm good, man. And I'm like, yeah, like which one? Like, which song do you want to start with? He's like, we can start with any of them. I'm like, 80? We gave you that list like a week and a half ago, dude. He's like, yeah, I'm good. And I'm like, Okay, all right, fine. So then we started playing, and there's a difference between somebody that plays the bass and somebody that really knows what they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
And like pretty quick, me and Casey were looking at each other. We're like, okay, this guy actually plays the bass. And we finally asked him, like, are you like in another band or something? Or how did you get this good? He's like, well, I actually play guitar. I'm like, well, take my guitar. Show me what you can do. And I think that day he played One by Metallica, like right there in front of us. And I was just like, what is going on right now?
So you guys got lucky, huh?
Yeah, we got a ringer.
Yeah, that is amazing.
This guy's really
a
good.
ringer?
You're a ringer, yeah.
Yeah, the ringer.
When I get on bowling teams, people call me that sometimes because I'm good at bowling.
Well, there was a couple songs we played, and like me and Tyler kind of had to look at each other and like, hey, maybe we'll play another song, you know, because like Dan knew it better than we did. It was on the list that we gave.
So you guys are trying to play up to his level.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the first time he came over.
Yeah. And I looked at Tyler. I'm like, this is gonna work out. This is gonna be all right.
Cool. That's awesome.
Well,
Yep.
I mean, like, so when I first saw them, what immediately drew me to them was that they played a lot of the stuff.
Our bodies.
And their bodies. Of course, that goes without saying. But, you know, they knew a lot of the songs that I like to listen to or I knew how to play because I always joke, you know, like through like middle school and high school, instead of doing homework, I was upstairs playing guitar. Mm-hmm. And I played loud. It's loud enough where I actually ran into one of my neighbors at Walmart once. He's like, oh, yeah, man, I hear you jamming all the time. You play the drums, right? And they're like, no. So I basically what I do is just crank my stereo and play guitar with it. And, you know, I just did that almost every night. And you do that long enough and you learn a lot of songs, I guess. You know, I like, you know, they knew a lot of Green Day and Blink. And
Like, what got you into it, though? Like, from a young age, what got you into it?
what got me into it?
Yeah. Do you have a family member or friends?
Not really.
Just something to do, like, for yourself? Is it, like, a mental, like, place for you to go by yourself and play and work on something?
It definitely turned into that. I think at first, you know, my parents, you know, grew up in the 60s, so they were really into the older rock, and, you know, my dad listened to KC, like, nonstop, so... KC 90, the real rock radio. But then you know, and my dad was kind of into music. You know, he used
Like,
to
did your parents, like help you or, like, just at least encourage you throughout it?
Oh, for sure. You know, they got me my first guitar. They got me lessons for years, and, you know, they...
Like, you did real lessons. Like,
Oh,
you
yeah.
went to a class or to someone had them teach you?
Yeah, I used to. It was a Mazingo in Washington, and then it changed to River City. And then the guitar teacher I had there, I think when they changed to River City, he actually just started doing lessons out of his house. He built like this whole like studio in his basement. It was really cool.
Yeah.
He was kind of like, because like the first guitar teacher I had, he taught me the basics, which you need to know. It's kind of boring. And then once I switched to this guy, he like, you know, it's like, okay, let's go over some basics. And then I would bring like a CD in, and
Yeah.
he'd be like, okay, well, let's learn a song you want to know.
Cool.
And we'd sit down, you know, which is something anybody learning
Because learning the
guitar-
basics is boring, right? And nobody wants to do that.
Yeah, it's, you know,
Everybody just
Twinkle,
wants to be a
Twinkle,
rock
Little-
star. Everyone wants to
Yeah,
get in.
Twinkle
Like,
Twinkle Little Star and Mary Had a Little Lamb is not very fun to play.
yeah,
When
dude. I
you wanna
mean,
be
dude, I
juggling,
actually
but-
took guitar lessons when I was in 6th grade,
Yeah.
and that's what pushed me away from it. Because they just want me to do the basics over and over and over and over.
Yeah.
And I was doing stuff like that, and I did it for a year, and I was like, I want to learn a song. Like everyone else playing Bass on the Water or Smoke on the Water and Bass on the Water, Smoke on the Water, and like what's like some of the other like bass, but like Iron Man, you know, things like that. And I just wanted to play some songs, and like I had just an acoustic guitar, but I had an electric guitar at the time, and like I just remember it was discouraging for me. That's what pushed me away from it. I remember that.
You definitely have to have a mix of the two because, you know, like the basics is important, but like some of the stuff like we play Green Day and Blink 182, like
They are kind of basic.
a lot of the reason we
Are they?
play it and learn stuff quick is the songs are super easy, you know, and there's no reason you shouldn't be learning that too if that's the stuff you like, you know, which was what I like. So once I figured out that like Green Day was like super easy and Blink, you know, it just kind of exploded for me. You know, I was sitting down learning, you know, several Green Day songs a night, and I would just sit there and play really loud with myself, and I learned a lot of songs.
Dude, your parents, you got some good parents, man. Just to let you rock out.
Very hard.
Yeah, I couldn't keep it in, Dan. Rigorously playing with himself in his room.
Every night.
I don't know what that boy's doing up there all night.
My hands got so strong.
Sure. So like that's actually like it's just really cool how like you guys came about, like how like you playing music and then you just ended up working at a gas station that Casey just happened to be working at.
Yeah.
And then just things just all plug together. Like it's, I mean, not to get religious or not, but that's almost like a little God's plan, like just the way like things, just how like fate, whatever you want to call it, like whatever brought you guys together. It's amazing because like what started out as a freaking gas station job that you probably were like, I don't freaking want to work here.
Yeah, we hated that place.
Exactly. And then like it spawned into this.
It had its
Well,
moments.
we loved it because we had each other. Beautiful. But
That is beautiful.
thank you. But no, I think about that frequently about how had Dan not been working. Like what's crazy was Dan was on a different shift than me. So I didn't even know Dan. Like it was like passing ships, we're just like, hey, I would clock out, he would come in.
Yeah.
So it's not like we even talked. And he was just, one of the guys at work told me that he played guitar. And I was like, okay, well, you should come to one of our shows or whatever. And he came and he saw that we didn't have a bass player and he came forward. And like Tyler said, I was just like, I don't know if we can play.
Right.
No clue. But like now that we have him,
Beggars
I'm
can't be
like,
choosers though, right?
Yeah. Now,
Like we just
and now
need
that we
somebody.
have him, I'm like, what if like I can't think of this band without Dan. Like it's just like that's what Barely Covered is. He's part of it. Like
Right.
So it's crazy. Like you said, it's crazy. It's like a fate thing. Like it's
Yeah.
wild.
Yeah, it's even crazier that you guys didn't work on the same shift.
Yeah,
and
no,
like,
I don't think we didn't know each other really, did we? I don't think that well. I didn't even know you played guitar.
Yeah.
So-
Well, it was kind of odd. So I was friends with Justin before I worked
Yeah.
at Mono. He was kind of the one that got me that job.
Yeah.
But because I remember him saying like, "Oh, I got this, guy at work. He plays drums," and it's like, I gotta see if you'd want to jam. And I feel like I did ask you at one point, and you're just kind of like, "Oh."
I was like, I'm too good for you, dog.
yeah. Well,
No, I didn't say that.
Well, it was kind of one of those things where it was kind of like, like okay, yeah. I myself have gotten a lot of people, it's just like, oh, let's jam, and it's like, yeah, let's do it, and then just
Nothing ever
never happens.
Yeah.
But
That's very common in like the music world. People saying like they want to do something but they're never following. That's common,
Sure.
I guess, in everything, but
yeah.
especially in music, I think. Not many people have a good follow through.
people just think it's all partying and having fun.
I mean, when you guys are up there like jamming out and you guys sound amazing, it does like make you want to play. Like it makes me want to just go home and be like I've listened to Alan before. And I'm like, man, I wish I could sing.
I mean, it's absolutely the
like
reason.
Alan kills
that's the
it
reason
on
you
vocals,
do it.
man, dude.
Yeah, it
you
warms my
absolutely
heart.
kill it. I would actually like to know how how Alan all came about too. I mean, obviously you said you texted him, but like what got you into singing?
Well, I mean, I guess. So my dad was a guitarist, kind of in the mid '90s, and he did cover band stuff as well. He was in a band called High Rollers and Aftermath. I don't know if anyone remembers any of them from back in those times.
All night.
Oh, it was two different bands.
Oh,
Yeah.
was it really?
Yeah, yeah.
I'm glad we clarified on that one.
Sorry. But no, he did like he was the main bass for that band, and he did a little guitar work too. But when I was younger, Dad tried teaching me guitar, and ADHD brain like I am, I could not get the concept. I couldn't stay focused, and I failed to learn that instrument. I learned a little piano, and most of that pretty much is gone now too, just because I didn't keep up with it. But I guess the vocal stuff started around high school, my sophomore year. I kind of, did some singing stuff, at home, singing along to, what I was listening to on The Point at the time. And I think a friend of mine had heard me singing. She's like, you need to try out for, the high school choir. And I'm just kind of like, okay, sure,
Was
whatever.
it a female?
Actually, yes, it was. Now that I'm thinking about it, yes.
So you joined choir.
Yeah. thinking back to my hormone-riddled brain, that is probably the main reason why I joined choir. High school choir was to get bitches.
That's definitely the place to go.
Yeah, but it was Miss Baker. She heard me and she's like, "You're good. You're going in our troubadours program." And I'm like,
good.
"What's that?" That's advanced choir. I'm like, I don't think I'm good enough for that. But
So what is that?
troubadours in high school, it was like the advanced choir. I guess we sounded decent.
Did you guys do like extra stuff though? Like, was there like extra practice or like did you guys do extra shows or like,
there was a few
or was it
extra
just a title?
Yeah, a few extra concerts we did and stuff like that, and then there was like competitions that we did and stuff like that. I don't think I ever placed in anything, but
So after high school, because I mean it was a few years after high school that you got in with Tyler, right? You said you went to
Yeah.
college.
yeah,
Got out of college. You said you get ready to have a kid, and then that's when it happened.
Yeah.
So by 3 years after, 3 years after,
Well,
maybe?
well, I was about to say, I think I started kind of getting into doing the rock vocals and stuff was in high school. I did cross country with a group of boys, Caleb, Andy, Landon, all of them, and yeah, we kind of basically what happened here. We're all
that's
just
right.
like, oh yeah, I play guitar, oh I play drums, like, man, we should do a band or something like that, and
Yeah.
we.
So you were still
Yeah,
staying
and
up with it. You were just with a different band.
yeah,
That's right. That's
yeah,
right.
I remember the talent show the high school had was we did "Gold on the Ceiling" was the song that we did, and I mean everyone was like ecstatic. Like I'm like, man, were we really that good? And we had like I remember Matt Jones is out there yelling encore, encore, and we just look at each other like, we didn't learn any other songs, so we just did the song.
We just gave it
We're
all
just like, okay.
Sure, man.
But yeah, no, we did a few shows throughout high school, but yeah, like I said, I was a year ahead of them, so I mean, like, I graduated, I went off to Lindenwood for a year, and the boys they kept doing the music here. I think it was Air Superiority was the band that Andy and Caleb and all them did, and they kept on rocking, and so I was up in college up in St. Charles, and then I found out I was having a kid, financial wise, had to end up moving back home, ended up going to ECC, and like I said,
Got it done.
That's when I snagged him.
yeah, no,
Yeah.
seriously, and like I
It's my
said,
opportunity.
I was in the mindset like I had a kid, I gotta fall in, and I never got my free candy.
Well, dude, you're definitely doing what you should be doing, man, because you got an amazing voice.
Oh yeah,
you really
yeah.
do, dude.
Well,
Like,
as I say, playing with them too, I kind of dabble a little bit more in like what I can do with my vocals. And actually, when I was in college in St. Charles, I had a vocal coach. His name was Keith Waymeyer, and he actually started training me to do like opera style vocals and stuff like that. And that was where I actually learned to project.
you guys didn't know that?
No, I knew that.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. I don't know if I can do that anymore, but it was.
Can we get a small
We're
pitch
gonna
of
we're gonna
opera?
we're gonna bust that out at the fair tomorrow.
Oh, Lord.
The beer garden will be bumping.
People would love it. Oh, Lord. We're going to throw it way back today, you guys.
Yeah. Way back weekend.
Cool. Okay. Sweet. So
But yeah.
what about? I want to kind of hear about Clay and Casey too, because I know both of these guys. Like I really want to hear like you guys' backstory. Like I want to know where it all came from
Year
and
was
like.
1992.
Rough year.
I mean,
No,
Clay, you always
but-
play music. Like.
Well,
played-
yeah. So I started probably like maybe like sophomore, junior year, and I got a guitar for my birthday. No, it was actually for Christmas. And like, same thing, just kind of like dabbled a little bit and kind of did stuff by ear. Like I didn't have anybody teach me, so I did a lot of dumb stuff at first and pretty much
Like
learned-
you learned all by like YouTube.
No, at
Internet?
that time I just like by ear. Like I would listen to songs, and then I would also look up tabs,
Yeah.
and then chords. Like I would just learn different open chords. Like I really loved acoustic, so like I would just.
I remember
strum
you doing it on YouTube.
on
like-
YouTube. Really?
Yeah. I
Well,
remember
yeah,
when-
I did.
It was after high school.
I did a couple videos like randomly, but like,
It wasn't
I
a
like-
lot.
huh?
Wasn't a lot of them.
No, I mean I do one like maybe every couple months. There was a time where
You still do it?
no, I actually haven't done it recently. We were doing a thing where was it like we were trying to post a video like once a month or something or
The band was?
no, Tyler just I think this was before I was in the band. He like knew I played and he like called out a bunch of people that play guitar to post videos. And so I started posting a lot of videos then. Just because I had a lot of
Like
stuff.
a Facebook thing.
Yeah.
Like you record a
Yeah.
video and tag everybody else on it?
Yeah, and just do covers is like I like doing covers of songs that you don't hear.
Yeah.
You know, but I mean pretty much all genres. But it was a long time that I played before I was like anywhere close to being good though. Like,
Yeah.
I remember that. It took
So
a
your
while.
mom bought you your first guitar?
Yeah.
You asked, like, you're like, I want to play? Like, you wanted to play. You had interest
Well,
in it.
I took a class with Miss Baker, the guitar class, and like
Oh, okay.
always kind of knew. Like I mean, I love playing guitar, but I always kind of knew, but it was never like a reasonable thing. I could never like thought I'd be like playing in a band or being a rock star. Like I just didn't think it was a plausible thing. Like I was trying to get money, and so I
Sure,
wasn't
yeah.
really focused on like I didn't see a band as being like a good money opportunity. But I didn't really know a lot of people that played. It was kind of one of those things that I would go home like after like football or like any sports, and I would just play a little bit, try to put like Stevie Ray Vaughan and like Neil Young stuff, and then I can't remember when, but Tyler just hit me up one day, and he just asked, he's like, hey, you know, like you want to jam?
Yeah.
And then I came over, we played.
Stuck with it ever since.
Yeah,
And then you also, so you DJ now too, right?
yeah.
So is that just because of the passion for music?
Yeah, true, and just we had the equipment. So like honestly, that kind of was
Oh,
just
so
out
you-
of like
because-
we didn't advertise or say we wanted to be DJs. It just kind of like people started asking us through the band, and then we had all the equipment and saw it as like another venue, like
So
our avenue to get.
You
money.
guys both DJ,
yeah.
and you guys both use the same equipment.
Well, we have enough equipment where we can both DJ on the same day.
Oh, really?
So we have enough PAs and microphones and speakers.
Yeah, so how's all that, like the equipment, all that kind of stuff? How the funding come up for that? Who keeps it? How's all that work out? Because that stuff ain't cheap. That stuff is not cheap. And and maybe your own guitar, maybe your own, but you guys have multiple of everything, and then like the speakers and the monitors and stuff like that. How do you guys like? Where's that money come from?
Tyler sells ass.
Tyler sells feet pics on feet binders.
This is good.
So that was that was honestly one of the hardest things starting up because that stuff is expensive and it's hard to get it's hard to get on your feet. And to anybody that's like trying to start a band or something like that, I feel really bad knowing that deters some people because there's a lot of startup costs. But I was in a place where I was out of college, I had a job, and at the beginning I fronted the money for a couple speakers. That's how it got started. We played at, what was the name of that place? It was Purdy's Stony Hill.
Oh,
Yeah, we played out there, and we only had one speaker at the time, and then we just played through our amps. Like our setup then was nothing basically.
Yeah.
Well, I say a lot of us kind of had our own equipment. Like I had some Sennheiser that my dad actually let me have from whenever he was in the band, and then I had that Behringer monitor that we used for a little bit from my old band. It was
So, like,
it wasn't the greatest.
It was
But
like
like
the
the
90s at
90s.
the beginning.
but
yeah.
it worked for
Yeah.
what we had.
One thing that we had always did and barely covered. When we played shows and we finally started getting paid to play shows, we didn't get paid right off the bat. Like you
like
have to,
Stony Hill was free.
Stony Hill was free. We begged them
Yeah.
to let us play, and then that's a whole story in itself. Holy cow!
Let's
But
hear it. I want to hear it actually.
okay, so this is how it worked out.
Was that like one of the first gigs?
So our first gig ever was we played a mob music festival. That was like we're gonna play
Gotcha.
this thing. So we played like
Yeah.
9.
Would you guys host it?
We hosted. Like we couldn't screw that up.
Yeah.
So we played that, and Clay wasn't even in the band at that time. That was when Jimmy played with us. Jimmy and Tanner did, and then we took a show in Salem, Missouri, to play somebody else's music festival. It was like a benefit. So we played that. That was our second show, and then our third show was Stony Hill, and that was our first real like somebody's like we're playing at somebody's business.
Yeah.
And we undersold ourselves, like as far as like we weren't great by any means, but
Was that just a confidence thing?
Oh, 100%. Oh, my God. I remember when we first started first off, the owner at the time didn't really give us much credit at all. Like, he's like, these are just, Yahoo kids. They're
I
not.
don't
Don't know what they're
even
doing.
think
Here's
he
some
realized.
background noise while you guys eat your catfish tonight.
Yeah, pretty. No, literally, exactly. So we showed up and he put us in this little corner, okay, and we're like, we're like a full band, like on this little patio, and we have people coming. He put us in this area where he thought
It was
basically we
outside.
would be nobody would be there. Well, then all these people start showing up. He's like, well, I didn't know you had all these people coming. You guys need to go play on the stage or whatever. And we're like, well, we told you that when we got here, man.
Yeah.
So then we had already set all our stuff up, and then we start dragging it all over there. And this is our first experience, so we're like kind of like nervous and everything. We get it all set up, and I remember we played the first song, and he was doing his job. He owns a business. He's doing all those things, but he's like on our case about making sure that people aren't bringing in outside alcohol because he owns a business, and that's stuff that we can't control. We're just trying to play music.
Yeah, I was like, I don't know half these.
And we
people.
didn't have a lot. The thing is, we didn't have a lot of confidence at the time.
And that's not your job. Your job's to play the music.
right.
Right?
Yeah, but you don't want to ruffle feathers. Like, ever.
Right. And we also didn't want to
Well,
like.
it's not like you're telling them, like, hey, the back door's open, guys. If you just slide some beers through the back here, you can come in. You know what I'm
No,
saying?
we weren't
Like,
doing that.
Right.
Like,
But when
it's-
you've never played a show before, that show felt like we were playing in Wembley Stadium. Like we can't screw this thing up. We got to do it right.
Yeah, this is our
So
opportunity.
yeah. Well, I remember distinctly playing the first song, and then we always put our sets, like what we're playing for tonight, on our speakers taped up there, so we can know like what song is next.
Oh, yep.
So I look up there, I'm like, dude, this is gonna be the worst night of my life. Like I've got to make it through this whole night, play all these songs, and this is terrible. It took probably 5 songs until I was like, all right, this is fun now. Like
Starting to relax.
the nerves are over,
Yeah.
and then I haven't really felt nerves since then. Really.
Really?
No, I don't really
Got
get
real
nervous.
comfortable after that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I was about to say. I think Bell, whenever I stepped on the stage, I kind of felt a little bit of nervousness. Is probably the most recent time. Sorry, but it's just like once that music starts flowing, it just goes away.
Like in the mouth. Put it in the mouth.
But no, essentially, fronted some money in the beginning for the equipment. When we started playing shows where we got paid for, oh my gosh, we had never one time taken $1 out of Barely Covered. Every dollar that we got paid went to buying more equipment to make the band better, which is why we're at the point now where we have a trailer, we have, we have so much stupid sound equipment.
Full studio now.
We have a full studio at Casey's house where we record
Really?
music. Yeah, so we have.
Soundproofed and everything.
Not
No.
soundproof.
No. Bet your
poor-
wife
I have a
loves
junkie.
He's got a
you,
really
Casey.
good wife.
Hear all the sounds of Gerald.
Yeah.
Yeah, the town of Gerald, Missouri gets a concert every single night.
Yeah,
Whatever.
just-
How many nights you guys practice?
Whew, not as much as we wish we could.
Yeah. Probably shouldn't tell
For
people.
the only one here that's not a dad is Clay right now, so we all got
Things going
all that
on.
stuff going on.
Sure.
There was a time though, man, in the beginning, one of my favorite things about the beginning years of Barely Covered was we got together and practiced and just hung out all the time.
Yeah.
It's gotten harder as we've gotten older, but
Yeah.
when we do have time to do that, I really enjoy
Well, you
it.
guys are going to go practice tonight after you guys leave, right?
Yeah.
And, I mean, none of you guys got to work tomorrow, or
Yeah, we do.
you got to work? You're just going to be real tired.
For once, I'm actually the only one off.
Well, I'm a teacher, so I'm
How did that happen?
Oh, so it's just Clay and Dave. Or Clay and Casey.
You ever thought about calling in sick? Sure.
No, so here's something you probably also. Well, okay, yeah, we addressed the whole equipment thing. Yeah, the equipment thing was hard in the beginning.
Yeah, but once you start getting better, you start getting paid for your gigs. You guys save the money,
Yes.
and then you put it back into the
Right. And actually, the first time we ever
best
paid
idea.
ourselves was the lake show we just played. We've been playing since 2016,
Yeah.
and we never paid ourselves until
Dang.
3 weeks ago.
Dang. So all like the gas, everything like that is all
Yeah, it's been for fun. I mean, that's like
yeah.
Yeah.
Still having
Well,
fun.
we didn't do it to get rich. We did it to have fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, we said at the beginning.
Well, dude, that's how the gym is for me, man. Like I just do it because it makes me happy. It's got to bring some money back so you guys can fund
Yeah.
it and keep going. But
Right.
like, you got to love what you
But
do.
also, especially like in the beginning, we were first starting to get gear and whatnot. It was like Christmas every time we play a show. We're like, oh, we're gonna go buy this for the band
Yeah.
now. Then now we have this, and it makes the band that much cooler.
Yeah.
So we were doing that all the
Isn't
time.
that part of the fun though? Like part of the
Oh,
journey, like that whole journey of like having some like rough equipment or not enough equipment, and like looking towards like, hey, if we play 3 more gigs, we can get this or that.
Oh
you know?
yeah. Yeah.
Like that's the beauty of it all. That's just so much fun about it.
Well,
Yeah.
and I've always felt like if you look like you're having fun, people are going to enjoy the show a lot more.
Yeah.
Like, and we are having fun, And I think
It resonates.
What was
Really
it
does.
from? What was her name? Lisa from Otis Campbell's, I think.
Oh,
Told you, it's
yeah.
just like, yeah, every time you guys play here, it's like just a big party, and I mean that's kind of what we want. We just want everybody to have fun, you know. Let loose
I
every
remember.
time.
I think that's actually probably why I've watched you guys the most is at Otis Campbell's, and I have no
Miss
clue
it.
why.
Yeah.
Oh, we
R.I.P.
love playing there.
But
totally not bitter.
But they,
about it.
yeah, the OC. I mean, they had. I guess they had a shutdown. I heard there was always fights, always things like that going on there. But why is? I mean, you guys like Washington? You guys just like playing in Washington, or
I mean, we
Does it
did.
matter?
Yeah.
We haven't played out there since OC. You know.
Yeah.
shut down?
I mean,
We play
Yeah.
a place in Union called Maggie's. That's a pretty cool place.
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah,
A lot of people don't really realize it. It's right next to Motomart actually, but they have a
I went in there one time and I literally got choked out from the smoke.
yeah. It's not you don't play inside. No, they have you seen
Oh,
the
you guys
outside?
stay outside.
Yeah, they have like an outdoor concert area. Yeah, playing inside there would be no way.
Yeah, it was like, yeah, I walked in, it was just completely hot box with cigarettes.
Yeah, yeah, no.
Yeah, no.
It's like rolling out the windows and
Outside
stuff.
is like a complete 360. Like they
Nice.
put a lot of work into that.
I
Really?
actually think we saw a few titties there too.
Yes, we did.
Yes.
Yeah, we did. That's true.
That's one of the places.
I
Girls
did
pop a
not.
titty?
Yes. Yes. That was a wild
Clay's
night.
never seen a pair of titties in his whole life.
I got you, bro.
Yeah, that does. So do you guys pursue these like gigs anymore, or do people pursue you now? Or
Both.
Both.
So, especially in the beginning, I got this Google spreadsheet where I just listed. I went online, I found all these different venues that I could think of to possibly call, and then we would just start calling people.
Cold call.
Yeah, just call and be like,
How
"Hey,
many
we're-
rejections did you get?
a lot." Yeah, a lot.
90%.
Yeah, and a lot of people. The big thing about like, especially playing in like a St. Louis area, they want you to commit to like selling a certain amount of tickets or something like that. I'm like, I live in Owensville, man. Like the people that I know, it's gonna be hard to convince them to
Go to the
buy a
city.
ticket to go to the city to do this. You know, when,
Yeah.
especially when I'm playing at Bogies next weekend, like they can just come see me at
You
Bogies.
would though.
Huh?
You would travel to St. Louis?
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we played Travel to the Lake. We
True. Yeah, you guys.
we
travel
would.
Like.
Yeah. If it's a good time and
Now,
it's
did
going to
they
be a good
contact
show.
you? People from the lake?
So that's actually. So here's another crazy thing, and I'll let Dan talk more about this. But so Dan's aunt works at the Ozark Amphitheater, and she came down and watched us play one time because we were like auditioning to play at the amphitheater for her, and she started getting and actually Dan, he got to play solo at the amphitheater. So think of like Verizon or Hollywood Amphitheater or Riverport, whatever you want to call it, amphitheater like that, only maybe what 3/4 of the size, half the
Yeah.
size or something.
Not quite as big.
Not quite as big, but it's the same concept. Big
Yeah.
stage, big stage.
Yeah.
Dan actually opened up for REO Speedwagon, Styx, and George Thorogood and the Destroyers, which was
Dang.
super
That's
cool.
awesome.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
yeah, very cool. But she helped us get a gig at this place called Bare Bottoms, which is a resort, and went really well. We'll definitely be back there again. And then, yeah, we're looking for as many opportunities like that as we can. So
You think you'll play there eventually?
at
Like you guys see that in your future, playing an amphitheater of some kind?
Something may or may not be in the works for that right now.
yeah, I don't know if we can actually say.
I can't,
I'm just saying, like, if like
This
you
is
guys, that's the dream.
Yeah, yeah.
A goal,
Yeah.
goal,
We-
dream.
Bigger shows, more money, more fun.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
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 We
More money, can't.
we also had this dream. This is before I had kids, I think, but we were gonna use band money to buy a really crappy van, and then
Oh my god.
try to do like a cross-state trip, and just
Yeah.
like call like local bars in small towns and be like, "Hey, we want to play, you know, a night in Iowa, then we want to play a night in Minnesota. We're just gonna drive all the way up to Minnesota, then drive back, and then
Dude,
just
that,
take a band
that
trip."
actually sounds amazing. Dude,
Oh, that'd be
went,
incredible.
I went to Orange Beach, Florida,
Oh, yeah, yeah.
this past year,
I
and
saw that.
you know that's where like Floribama's at there. And like you guys ever been to Floribama before? It's on the Florida Alabama line. It's a big bar. It's like a popping place. Well, I went there and I met a guy that was playing, and he said that he was from Tennessee, like probably around Nashville or something like that. But basically that's what he did. But that was his full-time gig. He said like all he does is go around and play. And I think he just played country music, but yeah, he's like every night. You know, I might play a few gigs here, but he's like I set it all up, and I'm traveling all the time. And I was like, that's an exciting life.
That's definitely a lifestyle for sure.
Yeah, it is. You know, and like obviously with family and kids, it would be very hard to do. But just one time, Like you take, like you're a teacher, you have the summer off. Maybe you guys plan it out where you guys do it for a couple weeks or something like that.
Oh, that would be. I mean, that would be.
You guys,
amazing if we could do that for sure.
Even if you guys, like, even if you didn't have the van where you guys, like, you have your trailer, it has full of stuff, somebody has a truck, you guys just get hotel rooms, you know, the band's making enough money where you guys can
Pay
just,
for it all, yeah.
Yeah, and you guys just book this, like, lineup for, like, 2 weeks and just go and, like, rock out for 2 weeks.
Yeah,
That's-
that's
that
the
sounds-
dream. Like that'd be a blast for sure.
Yeah.
Paid on
It would definitely be, yeah, I agree.
Because
Yeah.
we'd be using band money. We wouldn't be using our own personal money, and we would just be going around basically partying and playing music.
Yeah.
So
When you go to these bars and stuff, they give you free drinks?
most, yeah.
Yes, it depends.
And a lot of times people will just bring us drinks. Our biggest groupie, Nick Leonard, he brings us. We can't play a show without him bringing us like a plate full of Jello shots every night.
If the bar serves Jello shots, they're going to be sold out at the end of the night.
Yeah.
That's just how that works.
I've never been to a bar and thought Jello shots.
Nick does every time, every single time.
It's like it's a weird thing to think about, like to get.
But that's a cool thing because we have, you know, throughout the years we've had certain people that have been like, I don't know, like I would call them mega fans, I guess, and mega fans for barely foot covered, I guess, but you know they come to every show. We'd be like, we're playing, you know, pretty far away. We don't expect much of our Owensville crowd to come, but they're there every single time. Nick was
Yeah.
one of those guys.
That
Presley
is cool,
Duncan,
man.
I don't know if you know Presley. She was like a band groupie for a while. She came to everything. She was awesome.
Well, you get a lot of support from like your family too. I know I've
Yeah.
seen Alan's parents there. Casey, your girlfriend's there or wife's there. Wife. I'm sorry, Casey.
Yeah.
I'm just picturing Will Smith, you know. My wife, out your mouth. And then I see Tyler. I mean, your wife comes all the time too. Now, Dan, I don't really know you. Did you guys like Clay? You guys
His parents come to every show.
every show.
Almost.
Yeah.
Peggy and Hank?
Peggy and Paul. Where'd you get?
This isn't King of the Hill,
You'll
Casey.
recognize him because my dad looks nothing like me. He's like, I pretty much look like my mom. You know, she's tall and skinny, and then my
Mom's
dad's.
got a pretty beard, man.
No, I get the beard from my dad. I think. But he pretty much looks like Santa Claus, and that you know he's getting into his 60s now, so his beard's going white, so he's looking more and more like Santa Claus.
Still, that's
And,
that's cool to get like support from your family like that.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah,
Like
yeah,
I think,
yes.
like you know when you're trying to do something, especially when you guys are starting out, to have people that support you.
Oh yeah.
I think that really matters. Like
I'm
you know
just-
to have people backing you up.
Oh yeah, because that's a big fear for a band at the beginning. Like, are we gonna go play the show and no one's gonna show up?
Yeah.
And honestly, we've played shows that there have not been many people at before.
Yeah, like one person. Yeah.
Yeah.
That happens.
That does happen.
You guys had a show with one person.
Molly Hingstenberg.
Yeah, there was one
Yeah.
night we were rocking at Bogies, and it was a pretty slow night just
Well,
in general.
they had something going on at Miller's and
Just a
Crooked
busy
Moon.
night
It
in
was like
town.
there's all this big event stuff happening.
And one of the problems we ran into early on is if you oversaturate yourself like in Owensville. So when we first started Barely Covered, we were playing,
Yeah.
I mean, a lot.
As
Like,
much as they let you play.
Yeah, like if and you know, a bar, like we take pride in this. We hold the record for the best dollar night at Miller House.
Dollar
Like,
night?
basically the most money they've ever made in an evening.
Oh.
So we do really well at Miller House, so they want to keep having us back. We like to play there. But you can only play somewhere so many times. Otherwise, you're going to... I mean, you can't play every weekend.
Yeah.
That's just not sustainable. But
Right.
we were at a point where we were playing probably like 2 or 3 times a month. And it was getting to the point where, like, well, people can't come out that much, you know, in one area. So that's where we started to diversify to Washington. But, yeah, there was one night where Molly Hingstenberg, I think, she watched an entire set by herself. We even let her, like, she sung 99 Red Balloons, like, at the end of the night because we were like, you're the only one here.
Yeah, you wanna join the band?
Yeah, you can play with us if you want.
That's
Yeah.
cool though.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's like just practicing basically. at
pretty
that
much,
point.
yeah. Paid practice.
But you still get paid though, right?
Yeah, yeah. And
That's what matters.
That's the main thing. Like bar owners know too. Like especially if you play there multiple times, especially if you've had a really good night there, and they're like, okay, this band is good. You know, every now and then you are just gonna have a dud. It just happens. Like
Yeah.
especially like imagine like the weather's been bad for a while, but then you have a really great weather night. Maybe a lot of people are out doing something in the yard or something like that, so they're just not
I
thinking.
think it
about
helps
the bar.
that you guys are a band and like you know like someone that's playing country music that's gonna just play acoustic guitar and sing.
Yeah.
I think it'd be a lot different for that because that guy's got to go do that alone, especially if he doesn't have like family or something like that.
Right.
You know where he goes and there's one person out there.
Yeah.
I think that'd be hard. And then you're just going through whatever in your head, like, am I not good enough or whatever. But you guys can talk about it. And you guys are like, well, there's this going on, and you guys can all agree, and you guys can like talk through things, and like I feel like that's a big part of it too.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, that is huge. I think.
Yeah, for sure. And a lot of times, even if it's like a bad night, we'll look at each other and we're like, let's just have a freaking blast. Like, let's just play. And sometimes we'll like pull out song. Like, if something like that's happening, if there's a song that is rough, we haven't practiced it enough, where it's like, screw it, we're gonna play it, just see how it goes. Like,
have you bombed big?
Oh,
yeah.
We've shot songs before.
Yeah.
Really?
Oh yeah. That does not happen very often. Very, very infrequently. But I mean, it does.
Probably
happen.
less and less.
Well,
Oh
The more
yeah.
you play.
I think, you and I are both big fans of Blink-182. I'm a big fan of like NoFX, and like I think one of my favorite things about those two bands is they're really good, but they don't take themselves seriously at all.
Yeah.
Like if you look, like it's kind of part of the like having fun up there. Like if you're not up there like I'm the fucking Shred King or something, like you're just like you're messing up and then having a good time. I don't know.
Yeah, if somebody screws up, like we'll probably make fun of them, like in between
Yeah.
songs, like great job.
We definitely make faces.
Publicly or just like to each other? Like you
No,
guys...
I'll get on the microphone. I'll call somebody. Like, we got to fill time somehow in between. you know?
Sure. Yeah.
And that's another thing too. And we grew up, Clay especially. We were watching local bands like Iron Road, Center Stage, Legend. Like those guys were. I mean, to me, it was like an idol. Before I played music, I was like, dude, that looks amazing. I want to be like those guys. And you take a lot from those guys, but we also have taken a lot from what those guys do and try to make it our own too. So it's not exactly the same. I think me maybe more so than others. I'm the guy that's like in between songs. I want there to be like no dead space. So I'm kind of the blabbermouth. I talk a little bit.
Yeah, you got to talk. But dude,
Not for you.
yeah, that's great.
Yeah,
man.
I fill space, or like if it's a song that I was telling Casey about this on our way home from Lake of the Ozarks. If it's a song that I start on guitar for the next song, sometimes we'll end a song and immediately no break at all. Like we're just starting the next song going.
Really?
But we do that to try to keep the audience too. Like we don't want
Yeah.
to lose our audience.
Well, like I've been to ones where you've like talked to like the people out there, or like you'll point out someone that like I don't know for whatever reason maybe they're dancing by themselves.
Yeah.
And you'll call them out and you're like, this dude's freaking out here dancing. He's like you'll say something to him to like get involved with the people out there. I think that's important too. Yeah, because people love to be like when they're there rocking out, like I don't know what it is, but they love to be like almost like a
It needs to
part
be
of the
personable.
band.
Yeah. So the one
Yeah.
thing, and Clay can vouch for this too. Like when I'm DJing, nobody wants a DJ that's just gonna stand behind the booth and play songs all night long and not interact with them.
Mm-hmm.
So when I'm DJing,
Not take requests.
or not take requests.
Oh
like,
my gosh! But how many requests you get in a night?
Oh, dude,
Especially when people
sometimes it's
start
bad,
drinking.
though.
Yeah,
Sometimes it's
it's bad, but like
Sometimes like, sorry,
DJs are
Spotify
like-
doesn't have that song.
Yeah.
How many times a night do you get a request for WAP?
Yeah, how,
I need to know.
what's the number one requested song?
Well, I have a rule though with WAP that like it's got to be requested like at least 5 times before I play it.
Yeah.
Really?
So I'll ignore the first 5. It's in the queue, guys. Yeah, it's coming. And then like they'll have to beg me basically to play it.
Why is that?
I just don't think it's a good song. Like, there's so many other hip hop songs that I'm just down to play,
Yeah.
but that one just has like no substance to me.
Shock factor.
Yeah, well, it's shock factor. But
You ever
I'm-
watch someone do the dance to that though?
Oh yeah.
No, I just
Like
not
that
the
dance where they
actual-
like do the split? Don't they do the splits and then like do something with their butt or something like that?
Yes, crazy story. So when that song came out,
Is that what
I-
it is? A twerk?
I was a 7th grade math teacher, okay? And it came out towards the end of summer. And I hadn't actually seen this on TikTok yet, but I was walking down the hall the second day of school, and there was this young lad. The kids were all gathered around in a
Boys?
circle. Yes, it looked like it was a fight. So I come walking in there, and this kid's on the ground doing a thing where he's like humping the ground. And I'm like, what is happening here?
7th grade is different
And
now.
then- and I just stood there and I watched it for a second because I'm like, this is something, And he did the whole dance, and then like once they saw me, they all scattered, they were all laughing. I went up to him, I'm like, what was that? And he's like, you haven't seen the WAP dance? And I'm like, no, I don't know what that is.
Dude.
And then I started seeing it on TikTok everywhere, and I was like, he was actually pretty good at it.
I just picture you in that moment. You're just pulling out the teacher's handbook, like, okay, this wasn't in here. What the fuck?
What am I supposed to do? What's the protocol here? Sure. Yeah.
walk away.
Yeah. I just
They'll
Pretend you
figure it
didn't
out.
see it.
well, what's such a weird time for like kids too, because like they're still young and very goofy, but also starting to like kind of mature a little bit too. So it's like I feel like you get like kids on both sides of the level. Like they definitely starting to think they're like cool.
Oh,
like
definitely.
they know it all, but then they're also still very immature.
They're just exposed to way more too than what we were as kids. Like
Well,
the
yeah,
phones
that
at their
too.
fingertips. Do they know so much at such a young age now?
Yeah, I didn't have internet in middle school.
Oh
No.
man,
Did you guys?
my
No.
first phone I remember was
Dial-up.
in.
Messenger.
I
Yeah, you go home and get on
it.
MSN Messenger.
Well, I remember 8th grade. I got a used Motorola Razr in 8th grade,
Yeah.
and I had 200 texts a month, and then I was like urged like you do not go past that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I say,
Well, dude,
I-
they used to ream you for going over
oh
on
my
text.
gosh, yes.
At 10 cents a text or something like
Yeah,
that.
Yeah.
dude. I remember we had texting, but my parents were like, "You don't use it." You know, like well, you did. I think we didn't have it. We could use it if we wanted to, but you pay for each one. We didn't have 200.
Yeah.
And I remember my sister just ran up the bill one time, just ran it up for a month and didn't say nothing until my mom gets the bill and it was like $450 or something like that. And she's like, "Why is the bill so much?"
Well, yeah, and then
I
what
forgot all about that.
what it would
Yeah.
cost for like data and stuff too. Like you would accidentally hit the little email icon on there and it would start bringing up the webpage. You're like, oh my god, back out,
And
back
what
out,
could
back
you
out.
even
Oh my
do?
god, my
Yeah,
parents
yeah.
are gonna
Yeah, I
kill
think
me.
you have like a 5-second rule or something like that. Where you
you're
gotta
just
get
like,
out
oh my
quick.
god, I hope I didn't get charged.
And they put it like conveniently. It was like the center button or like a weird
Uh-huh.
button where like you could accidentally click it. Yeah.
You're like trying to text in class and you're like, oh shit.
See, I didn't have texting until like my senior year of high school.
See, I
yeah.
learned how to text on that little keypad where you got to like click the button like 3 times
Yeah.
to get
Yeah,
one
T9.
letter. I got
Yeah.
I got
Oh, yeah.
really good at that too.
Yeah.
Damn, I couldn't
People
probably
don't-
do it
people don't know
nowadays.
the struggle we went through.
Oh.
Dude, when you're pissed off trying to send a text message on T9 and you missed the letter, and so you got to go back through it again.
Well,
yeah.
if you got a text message that was like that long, you're just like, okay, they mean business. Holy
Yeah.
crap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Well, like what was the point of the internet back then on those phones? Like you couldn't do nothing on it.
I
You weren't
never
gonna-
did anything. I was too damn
you weren't-
scared.
Yeah.
I remember the
That's
Sliver
a
was
rich
super
thing,
cool
huh?
Because the Sliver was the first one that had iTunes. I remember I got that.
A sliver?
Yeah, it's like the Motorola, but it was flat.
It was like the sequel to the Razor, right?
Yeah,
Razor then Sliver.
Yeah.
It came after the Razor,
Yes,
Yeah.
Razor was first.
Razor's a flip one. The Sliver is just like open face.
and it had
Huh.
like real internet on it.
Yeah, well, they had
It had
internet on it, but it had
iTunes.
iTunes, so you could like download.
Oh, it
you
had
could
iTunes
download
on it.
stuff, and like is when you started doing like ringtones and stuff from it.
Yep.
But I
Yeah.
remember that was like a big selling factor for me.
Yeah.
I was like, I can listen to music on my phone.
Yeah.
I think
Like,
I,
before you had to
Yeah.
like record
Who needs
it.
an MP3 player?
Yeah.
I got my phone on it.
You used to hear like a lot of like weird ringtones, and you just don't really hear
There's
that
always
anymore.
Nickelback ringtones.
Well, that's
no,
in Owensville.
yes, I had animals as a ringtone with my first
would,
phone,
Alan.
and I remember it went off in
That's
my
how you got
reading
that girlfriend.
class. And I remember the teacher, I guess she'd never heard the song, but I just remember she just started going, and I'm just like, please don't dance to that. Please don't.
Do you guys ever hear that song "You Get Skeeted On" by Dark Hearts? Dark Hearts or something like that.
I don't recognize
I don't think
it,
so.
though.
Well, look it up
Skeeted
sometime.
on.
It's like a rap song or something weird, but yeah, it just basically said you get skeeted on a bunch of times, and I had it as a alarm. Why I had it as my alarm, I have no idea, and it went off in class.
Oh.
And I'm sitting there, and I didn't even realize it was my phone. And I'm like, man, that's a good song. Like, whose phone is that? And then it's freaking mine. And that was like the first time I got my phone taken away. But yeah, I remember. I still cringe when I think about it sometimes.
Did you guys have that like mosquito? I think they called it the mosquito ringtone, where it was supposedly so high pitched that the kids
Oh,
could hear
yeah.
it, but the teachers couldn't.
Yep.
But like I remember people use it in high
Dog
school.
whistles and stuff.
Yeah.
And like some of the teachers were fairly young, so they'd just be like, who's got the thing on? You know?
Whose stupid phone? Yeah, because people just did it on purpose.
Yeah.
Just
they
to mess
My
with the
favorite
teacher.
one, there was a time where one of my friends stole someone else's phone. They changed the ringtone to the Barbie song, and then they turned their volume up, and then once class started, they called him during class. He's like, that's not my ringtone.
That was when you were a teacher?
No, that was when I was a student. I was an 8th grader.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I remember
wow.
that. Yeah.
That is funny.
Yeah.
That is
It's a good innocent prank,
Yeah, it is. It is. Anyone need a beer? We got 2 left. Or should we wrap it up, you think? We've been here. We have been in it it's 8:40.
Cool. Do you want us to play a couple songs?
Yeah, I mean, I guess you guys did. I mean, you guys did come prepared.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you guys got a guitar, and you brought The
Cajon.
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 Big cojones.
Well, let's do it. Let's do at least one song.
Okay.
Hopefully, and then because we had a little audio technical issue, so I don't know what it's going to be like.
We're gonna slap a mic in front of one of the guitars, and then one in front of whoever's singing. And my drums will just be in
Well,
the background.
Alan's got to sing, right?
Me?
Yeah.
Okay.
Who else sings in the band?
Dan actually does.
Everybody?
Yeah.
Have you ever heard dancing?
I don't think I've ever heard Dan sing.
Oh man, you're missing out.
Maybe we should do
The
two.
Ringer.
We'll do two for you. We'll do two.
All right, two.
I was about to say,
Can we
one of
do
the
whatever you guys want?
Both guitars just sit next to each other.
I
so
actually,
one mic.
I feel extremely honored to be able to have the whole Barely Covered band here in my house playing music for me.
I'm gonna.
Interpretive dance.
Some people pay for this.
That is true. That is true.
What are we doing?
Brain Stew by Green Day.
Brain Stew by Green Day. Brain Stew. Here we go.
I can't load anything in here.
Oh, okay.
I
Give
usually,
them the first lyrics.
I
Right?
usually, yeah.
You got 'em?
I think I just had a little
Okay, we're
thing.
good. Okay.
because
We're doing full
different
song.
environments.
Full song,
threw
too?
me off.
I didn't realize it's gonna be a live concert
count it.
tonight.
I'm having trouble trying to sleep. I'm counting sheep but running out. As time ticks by, and still I try. No rest for cross tops in my mind. On my own, here we go. My eyes feel like they're gonna bleed. Dried up and bulging out my skull. My mouth is dry. My face is numb. Fucked up and spun out in my room. On my own, here we go. My mind is set on overdrive. The clock is laughing in my face. A crooked spine. My senses dulled. Past the point of delirium. On my own, here we go. My eyes feel like they're gonna bleed. Dried up and bulging out my skull. My mouth is dry. My face is numb. Fucked up and spun out in my room. On my own, here we go.
Dude, that was absolutely amazing. Seriously, that was absolutely amazing.
What do you want to sing, Dan?
Can I pee first?
Yeah, go pee.
Yeah.
And I think I actually could pee too, but
Same here.
you guys like seriously are like perfectly in sync. Like even like when you guys are playing, to be that close together and just be playing it just off the whim and stuff like that, and you guys just look natural playing together.
We've never used this thing at all.
This is your first time?
Yeah.
Really?
We've never used it. I bought it with band funds and we never used it. And also, very disappointed that Tyler brought this and this is not on his face.
Is it
That
lipstick?
is true.
This is his eye black. This is
He's
so
supposed to be giving a makeup tutorial.
this
right
is
now.
so signature to Tyler Airing, and it's not on his face right now.
Well, you guys hang out. You guys can chat to the podcast, whatever you guys want,
I'm gonna
or practice, or whatever you
take
guys
a
want.
pee break
I'm
as
gonna go
well.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, we come to snuff the rooster.
You ever heard Rooster, Ryan?
pee.
Alice in Chains. You'll know it when it starts playing.
Yeah.
It's one of those iconic songs that like.
I think I do. So that's what you guys are gonna play next.
We've never played this live either.
Yeah, we've never played this live. I don't
We're
even
playing
know.
On the
tomorrow
first.
for the first
And
time.
on top of that, we never played an acoustic live, like at all.
I wish we could have done this on like Tuesday, so I could have released this before the fair. You know, so people could have.
time. You got time.
Yeah, if I just grind all day tomorrow, I could probably release it as you guys are singing.
They put it here first.
Do you and me want to harmonize with like the?
Yeah, you should.
Okay. If you
I don't know if
can.
I can.
You just do it. Are you going high or low? I'll go high.
It's like, what the
I'm mesmerized, you guys. I love watching the process of it all come together.
That's good, Alan. Do that.
Ain't found a way to kill me yet. Eyes burn with stinging sweat. Seems every path leads me to nowhere. Wife and kids, household pets. Army green was no safe bet. The bullet screams at me from somewhere. Yeah, they come to stop the rooster. Ah, yeah. Yeah, here come the rooster. walking tall machine gun man. They spit on me and my homeland. Glorious, send me pictures of my boy. I got my pills against mosquito death. My buddy's breathing his dying breath. Oh God, please, won't you help me make it through? Yeah, they come to stop the rooster. Ah, yeah, yeah, here come the rooster. Yeah, no, he ain't gonna die. No, 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 he ain't gonna die.
That was amazing. That was great. And that was you guys' first time playing that in front of anyone?
Yeah, we practiced that song one time.
Yeah.
That was damn good for only doing one time. Holy
It
crap.
felt really good.
No, it sounded really good too. I hope my speakers, like my microphones, do it justice. Like I hope when everybody else listens to it, they get
It's
to
always
see it.
different live.
Yeah, you should come see it live.
Yeah, definitely go see it live.
Tomorrow
I
night.
wish, yeah. If you when you're listening to this like next week or whatever, like it's probably a week past the fair. If you get the chance to go back in time, definitely make your stop by the fair to listen.
July, August. We play at Crooked Moon August 20th.
Crooked Moon, August 20th. Cool.
Saturday, August 20th.
That's perfect. Any other big gigs? Like, what about the people out of town that are listening? Like, you guys do in Washington, like the Ozarks, Sullivan, Rolla, Jeff City. You guys ever do anything like that?
We played in Jeff City one time.
Jeff City one time?
Yeah, we played Jeff City, a place that's actually closed now, but we also played Columbia at a place called the Rose Music Hall.
Oh, Columbia.
That was really sick.
Talking to Paul at Maggie's again. That's his name.
Yeah, Paul over at Maggie's in Union next to Motor Mart across from Burger King. That place kicks ass.
the Burger King or Maggie's?
Both.
No, it's across from Hardee's.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
that's
Hardee's.
Hardee's.
No,
Yeah.
I'm very confused.
Is there a Burger King in Union?
No, there's
Yeah,
not.
there is.
No.
We all know
further
it.
down.
We all know. Is there a Burger King?
Yeah, it's-
by the college.
I did not know this.
Oh
for a
yeah, it's
handful of
new. That's right.
Okay.
That's right. Union. There's someone from Union just pissed off right now. We don't know.
Yeah.
Like, you don't know we got a
The
Burger
manager
King?
of Burger King's pissed right now.
Yeah. I remember we brought that thing in. They're mad. They're like, we
Yeah,
put it
for
on the
sure.
freaking corner. Sure.
We invested a lot of money into
Yeah.
this, man.
Yeah. All right, but nothing's set in stone. Like nothing. Like nothing out of town set in stone, other than Crooked Moon right now.
And there's
Well,
nowhere else to play in
All right, well,
Washington.
we play.
Still not bitter about the OC.
Let me see the mic for a second.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah,
Switch
I'll
switch
start.
Casey or switch someone.
So we got Crooked Moon August 20th. We got Miller House September 30th.
And that's in Owensville, Missouri.
Yeah, we play a
Oh.
Halloween party.
Hold on there. Sorry.
No, I don't think his is on
No,
from when
he
we were
did- he
playing
hit mute.
earlier.
Mine's on. No.
No, it should be on now.
It was him.
Okay.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
good.
I did it.
Yeah, there's
Okay,
a,
so
I did it.
Tyler's sitting over here telling the dates and everything, and nobody.
All right, so August 20th, Crooked Moon.
August 20th in
so-
Owensville, Missouri.
In Owensville, September 30th at Miller House, which is also in Owensville. We're playing the Halloween show at Bogies again this year, October 24th. And then we've got another show at Miller House booked for We got another show booked.
Now Casey decides to paint his face.
Miller House, the beginning of the year in January, 29th.
We're all gonna wear it.
And can there be more shows that pop up along the way?
Yeah. So we go through phases. Like when COVID hit,
That thing should stretch out, Tyler.
Yeah. So when COVID hit, we had
Stretch
a lot
her
of
out.
shows booked, and we were slow about starting back up. And then honestly, we kind of went through a lull where we just weren't playing that much. The Lake Show a couple weekends ago kind of revitalized me, and I started calling a lot of places.
we're ready to go.
Yeah, we're ready to start playing a lot again.
Amped up
so,
again. Cool. That's
yeah.
cool that it did something like that.
Yeah. So not that we were done playing by any means. We were just kind of doing one show a month, and we always usually at least play once a month. And yeah, I always wear eye black when we play. That's my thing.
Well, the droop.
Yeah.
Every show we play, I do that. Unless it's a wedding. I don't do it at weddings because.
You gotta smear it.
Yeah, then I do the Bryce Harper. I was a baseball coach, and I really like Motley Crue. Nicky Sixx from Motley Crue. He's always got war paint on.
Is that where it came from?
Yeah, I'm a big '80s hair metal guy, so I like Poison, the greatest band on earth.
Yeah. Sure,
God.
Poison's a great one too.
Take
I
this
actually
mic
had
from
a
you and
Poison
say
song
that
that I
it's
really
actually
like, but I
Rush.
can't remember it right now off the top of my head. No, it wasn't a main one actually. It was. I remember because like a lot of those like I've heard so many times. I'm just like, yeah. It was just like growing up. I was like, I've heard this song a million times. Like it's something special. But there was one that someone showed me that I was like, whoa. I never
Unskinny
heard of
Bob.
it. I don't know what it was. Tyler.
I can list them all off for you if you want.
He can. He really can.
I had some. Oh, so like anyone that wants to like obviously follow, they want to follow you guys or find out more music from you guys because you guys are great. Do they just Facebook? Is that where to go to find you guys?
Facebook, we keep our event schedule uploaded on there. Well, we have a web page that if we're going to look to try to get bookings, we have some videos of us playing on there. Just
Yeah, because there might be someone that eventually listens that actually has some place that might want to book you.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. So we have barelycovered.net. That's our website. It's got some videos and stuff on there. You can find us on YouTube. There's some videos of us playing on there. There's a lot of videos on our Facebook page. We do have an Instagram page. We post on there every now and then. And then we're also on Spotify for our original music. We have 5 original songs on Spotify. And then we have like some weird projects going on right now. We're doing some other stuff. So we got
Individually.
Individually together-ish. Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
So we're all kind of like
Interesting.
making music.
That'd be a
Different
second
styles
podcast
of
to talk
music.
about.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we are making original music. But yeah, so you can find us on Spotify there too.
Cool. So if someone wanted to contact you, what's the best way? What do you guys
Facebook.
prefer?
Facebook message us. That's where we get
Send
most of
Facebook.
our traffic. A lot of people that are looking to book us, especially for private events. We get a lot of private event questions on there. And
Right, because you guys book out for weddings and everything too.
Yeah, we're starting to do less weddings as a band. Not really our main interest, but not gonna say we would never do one. But
Yeah.
not our main interest. We want to play.
You
Like,
guys like the bars.
yeah, we like.
And the amphitheaters, you know.
Yeah.
That's what we want, you know.
yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. So
All right, cool.
yeah,
I think, dude, I think this was a great podcast, you guys.
yeah. Thanks for having us. We
For
enjoyed
sure.
it.
Yeah,
We
well,
had a
I'm
blast.
I'm honored. I'm so glad you guys came on, and like, I mean, you guys seriously rock. And like, I've been wanting to do a podcast since before I owned the gym, and I've been making a list of people I want on. You guys are at the very top of it, and I came to you guys because you guys rock out and you guys sound so good, and because you guys are so optimistic, and you guys are like, you know, you guys are some of the people that actually like are wanting to do things with your future and are involved. And like, I really, some people I message and I'm like, I don't know if this person's going to want to do it, but I knew like I had pretty high confidence that you guys would want to come on.
Yeah.
And like, this is like to have 5 people and only 2 mics, and we've had audio issues and everything like that, but you guys, we all just made the best of it. And I think we had some great content out of it. And I thank you guys for coming on.
Yeah, for sure. We're
thanks.
down to do it again. I think this was good for all of us too, just because there's not a lot of times we get to hang out. Like normally when we're together, it's like music. So
Yeah.
it was kind of nice to sit down and hear everybody's like some stories from everybody and stuff, because I heard some stuff that I hadn't heard.
Yeah.
And so I think this is just good for
And
us
that's
too.
exactly why I want to do this, man.
For sure.
Like this is exact. Like I get to sit down with like local greats in my eyes that like I just think are so awesome, and get to learn about their past. That's why I talk about you guys' past, because I want to know what like brought you guys up and everything like that. And
For
it
sure.
just maybe even inspire somebody else to go start a band or do something maybe just
100%.
makes them feel like uncomfortable about doing like
Yeah.
whatever it is, whether it's playing the guitar or you said you didn't do anything, you just started this band or like someone just doing choir or something like that. Maybe it inspires.
We
them
would
that way,
love
too.
to see cover bands younger than us pop up. It would be amazing. Because I mean, we're all like either tipping 30 or are 30 right now, and like there's no cover bands like
That are
really
younger
younger
than
than
us.
us. That's not a thing anymore. So
Yeah, when we played at the lake, there were people that are coming up like, "How old are you guys?" And they're like surprised that we're as young as we are because there's just
Yeah.
there's not really many people that are our age doing it
and
anymore.
like play what you love to play. That's like our whole thing. Like
You don't have to play Summer of '69 every show. You can play.
yeah,
branch
you
out.
can play what you want.
Play
Like
to the crowds, give the crowd some stuff that they're definitely gonna want, but also stay true to like what you like. So,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Where you're gonna still have fun and enjoy
right,
it.
Yeah.
100%.
Because
Yeah.
there
It's gotta
there
be
is
balanced.
there's a market for everything.
yeah.
There truly is a market for everything, and like you never know where it's gonna lead.
But think about
Dan
this.
here was playing at his house, and just like it's just amazing the way things connect. You know, you guys work together on different shifts, and somehow you guys connected.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, that's
Well, I don't even think we told the Dan song.
We'll leave it for next time.
yeah. We can do a second one.
We'll do a second.
Give it a
one.
little bit. Let me work some
Yeah.
audio bugs out. Maybe I can upgrade on cameras and like maybe who knows where it's gonna
We'll go
lead.
create some.
Earhart Productions can come and shoot you a sweet podcast for us too.
You should, man.
Yeah, and if you need an intro
Shameless
song for your
plug.
podcast, we'll record like a little jingle.
We'll write a jingle for the. What is
The
this
Ryan-
podcast called?
It's just a Ryan Wilson podcast.
The Ryan. We'll
man.
write a jingle. Dan. Dan's so good. I'm confident he can write you a jingle right now.
Yeah.
Let's not do it. Let's wrap it up there, guys.
All right,